Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Studio. And we're going to be checking out for some studio crossovers right here in Charity's Random Stuff around here. You remember about for some sort of like these things as well, and nothing is absolutely going to be for around here for some sort of cringe. I feel as well. So if I already checked out of those things for some sort of like that we remember back in for the charities random stuff, I'm not supposed to find all the way for around here as well. Let's go for around for the studio crossovers and search for Sprunki. And this isn't going to be for one thing as well. The Spunky Comic Studio, but I just completely forgot about for some sort of like this. As I'm just going to be keeping on searching as well. The Sprunky Comic Studios were almost everywhere on those retake and anything as well for some sort of the AUs, and probably it's gonna be a lot of to do this. What if I'm going to be remixed to Cookie Run Sprunky, and this isn't going to be for some sort of a little bit real, isn't it? So it eventually exists in Comic Studio, but I wasn't able to be finding it in Studio crossovers, and there is still a lot to find out what I just going to be finding to do so. As I see the next page, page after page, I wasn't able to be seeing for this thing as well. So let's just asking for one thing as well, is to edit the spell called cookie, or some sort of like these. So, I'm not very sure that Cookie Run Sprunky is absolutely eventually found, and I wasn't able to find like those things. The K's OC archive I have found right over here, and I'm not doing this for a little bit for some sort of a little bit friends and a little bit of as well. So there must be for multiple Sprunkies, like, even though this is going to be taking for a little bit too much, return to the previous things as well. Oh no, I'm not going to be very too late as well. So what I'm going to be saying is a Cookie Run Sprunky Edition, and this isn't going to be for some sort of like the real. And if I'm gonna be saying the Sprunky edition, that wouldn't be able to be saying for just be right there. Oh no. Oh no, Sprunky edition isn't probably existed as well. It is too late for around here that I'm just going to be searching for, and the reason why I just did for some sort of a bad luck, and I don't think that the wrong spelling has just keeping on so much as well. And I'm gonna be still using for the studio crossovers, but I'm not sure, it wasn't probably exist in studio crossovers. Except I have found here from for the browsing history of itself, and I found out for whatsoever. I'll be right back until the search is finally complete. After searching for like anything for around for Sprunky editions around in 3 a.m., unfortunately we wasn't able to be finding somewhere else, and that the bad news is it was a limited reach. And then probably that we never seeing this a little bit again as well, and something is absolutely completely taken down as well. So now I'm gonna be using for around for the history bar as well for some sort of browsing like those things. I have felt I have discovered so many comic creators around for these things as well, even for some sort of like the less zero inappropriate like those things as well, or maybe it could be for it causing around for the ages of 13 to view of these comic creators around here for so much as well, except that all I have found was Sprunky Cookie Run Edition. Is it still gonna be pretty exist for now? And there it is. It's gonna be for right here on these things as well. The Cookie Run Comic Edition, or the Sprunky Cookie Run Edition, could be for about these ones, could be making around anything as well. So let's go to check it out for some sort of like these things as well. Even that must be for some sort of textured and probably contains a lot of spoilers as well. I have turned this on for as well, but probably it's gonna be hidden for around here. There's a trigger warning for around of those things from every kinds of characters like themselves contains around blood body horror, hanging and violence with the horror forms with some kind of disturbing things what is going on out here. There are going to be more than 20 characters unlike the original Sprunki. There are the beasts, or not. Probably this is actually for some sort of the same thing as well. I didn't search that for some sort of already to do this as well. As we're going to be showing up with the spoilers as the normal Jeremiah. And probably it's absolutely turning on the spoilers as well, using for the bonus. There were 5 sections, could be beats, and the beats, effects, melodies, voices, and the bonuses. And so let's start with the beats as well for some sort of like this. And starting with Black Pearl Cookie could turn into the Hypnotic Nightmare. Another one is for some sort of like the horror version of Wizard Cookie that turns into some kind of even more disturbing as well. Another one is the Pudding a la Mode Cookie. But first she was happy and then she was extremely scared. Or minor scared as well. Even for that, she loses for a little bit amount of the ice sparkle as well. Another one is the ice juggler cookie and turns into some kind of ridiculously scared as well. And that is such as the same as her as I'm not sure. It's not gonna be the same as this. But would be probably as well for some sort of suspected things or reference that I just seen for some sort of like this. Another one is Astronaut Cookie, who is turned into that she cannot able to be seen for this as well. Next one is the effects. Could be Ginger Brave, and the dreadful version could be for even for instantly. So the statuses could be for still alive, and probably Ginger Brave was a little bit frightened about for these things, some kind of monsters, of course. We turn on the spoilers, and the status could be even more ridiculously deadly. He looked pretty deadly as well for some sort of an unknown reasons as well. Licorice Cookie have turned into some kind of even disturbing as well. Another one is Captain Caviar Cookie, who also turned into some kind of monster with images as well for some sort of like these from the internet. I wouldn't able to be possible that way just seeing them further as well. Another one is Shadow Milk Cookie, and it contains around for these some kind of spoilers, and he was deceased by some sort of for unknown as well. And probably look at this. His soul gem was taken away and turns into a personnel puppet. And it was pretty disturbing. But another one could be for a special force cookie who turned into a police officer and turned into a zombie. Yeah, that was quite really ugly as well. Another one is Squid and Cookie, who eventually is a little bit alive, and probably it was turned into some kind of a ghost squid as well. And the third section is could be the melodies, and it won't be necessary as well. Before I might gonna be finding this out, there is nothing right here in the OCs or the OCs by any of you mini lads as completely as possible. Let's go ahead with pure vanilla cookie and turn into some kind of even ridiculous as well. And probably he's still alive. That Pure Vanilla is a survivor, untouched, and now he's scared in fear because of the world he's now in, for some sort of in the Citadel for some sort of benefactors as well. For some kind of unknown reasons, like the Combine has taken over for some sort of like this, just like Half-Life 2, or nor even is even possible as well. Another one is Onion Cookie, and her horror version could be still alive. It was probably with Pure Vanilla Cookie as well. Is he died as well for probably as well? Another one is Pancake Cookie. Is he? Oh my gosh, he looked like a monster as well. For Tall Man from the Fog. And ripped off hand as well for some sort of like the edge of like some sort of this. He wasn't able to get beaten or eaten like some sort of a witch. Another one is the Millennial Tree Cookie. It could be for some sort of that she was alive, and probably she completely turned into a stone. And I didn't notice about for some sort of an unknown picture. Could be for like this. Another one is Blackberry Cookie, and her version could be for some sort of even extremely horrifying, as the candle was blown away for some sort of like this. I could see some sort of an image have just absolutely covered with for the suspected face over here behind that scariest face, of course. I can see that Blackberry Cookie's face looked like a suspected version of some sort of like those things, and I'm not probably sure that the horror form yet to be made isn't going to be for this. The birthday cookie was probably still alive, except Space Donut Cookie could be for round of this form. He turns into some kind of bitten by other kinds of humans or police officers like this, but his right eye could be bleeding out of its own way. But I'm not pretty sure. It was very disturbing as well. So remember to be at age of 16 to check it out of this comic creator, of course. And the section 4 could be the voices, starting with Cookie Droid, as he turned into a monster, but I'm not pretty sure it wasn't gonna be probably like existed for some sort of like these. Another one is the Fettuccine Cookie could actually turn into some kind of monster. Last time he was pretty alive, and then turns out he was so scared, or he or she was completely scared out of nowhere, except like this as well. The White Lily Cookie, it could absolutely turn into some kind of a murder over here. She probably looked like a murder as well. Unless Pure Vanilla divorced her for some sort of an unknown reasons like here. Because of some sort of Sprunki like this have just turned into some sort of this. And probably that includes with Cotton Candy Cookie was being wrapped that her eyes are extremely bloody as well, including her face, and with some sort of eyes, cheers, or tears like themselves, or cutted faces, or some kind of uncutted as well. There were wounded teeth, and for some sort of cheeks, like whenever it before that does as well. So probably like the Crown Punk, could turns into some kind of even disturbing as well, then turns into some sort of like a suspect in the future. Another one is Kamiho Cookie, and her form like these could be for some sort of an unknown strange. She turns extremely ugly and even quitely disturbing as well. It wasn't gonna be for some sort of like these. Another one is Dark Choco Cookie. He was probably for some sort of one of the incidents like them for So One as well. The Jeremiah Cookie could be for some sort of this, and then the dangerous version could be for some sort of cape or unknown things as well, and concludes a top hat over here. I'm not pretty sure for bonus things as well for like this. I'm probably quite fully sure that the normal Jeremiah could be for some sort of without the hat, of course. Without the hat, it was extremely disturbing that I have just found a nightmare face, of course. And that is all the characters like themselves could be from around over 10 minutes. There are no other kinds of sprites except these could turn into some kind of monstrosity versions like themselves. Of course, it's absolutely for one thing that the C2 arrives that I just remember about for some sort of like this, including the Mack truck that I never completely heard about for some sort of like these things as well. So all you have to do is gonna be add it all together in this middle platform over here. So before we're going to be continue all the way to the part 2 for these times as well, I don't really think we just overshot for over 15 minutes as well. I'm probably not very sure that the Sprunki Cookie Run Edition comic studio that I just already reviewed, we already reviewed for the entire characters and multiple itself, but I have currently discovered any things as well for to do this, such as the daycare, and probably the criminal case comic studio, the Skibbity Soiled Cakes Cookie Run, Accurate Cookie Run, OC Characters, plus Piggy Adventures, and Owl's House, that I heard it from Netflix, that where my siblings have just watched it from my sisters, when I never felt that wasn't going to be even this way, of course. So that will be probably it as well. But don't forget, the link is going to be in the description below, and especially in the main website to find out as well for browsing comics. And that is all for the wrap up for today's video for these times as well. And of course, I'll be seeing you many lads and comic studio users and fellow viewers all later to be respecting from other kinds of previous videos, of course. And if you probably dislike one of my videos, that wasn't going to be even probably to do this as well. I won't be able to be deleting my videos in the past few days and some kind of many other kinds of like those things as well. So that was over 20 minutes as well for some sort of like those things. So have a nice day, many lads as well, and I'm extremely speechless as well. So this will be that I'm gonna be signing off, and I'll see you in another video, mini lads. But of course, I wouldn't able to be for some sort of like those things. Getting speechless was a serious problem. I never felt that we're going to be saying for a lot of times as well, but I was really confused. Thanks again, and have a nice day, of course.